What's up guys, good morning, welcome back to my channel. We're at my old spot. It's over in Flushing. I used to live in Flushing. A little over a year ago I moved to Ridgewood, which is like pretty much Brooklyn, Queens, like right on the border, so we just say Brooklyn. This was a spot that I grew up, and this is probably the first time where I started riding. This is a spot where like I was riding my scooter up and down the block, just getting around and stuff, but I never really got into tricks. I would try to mess around a little bit, but I never took it too serious. And there was somebody here, there's a skateboarder, and I came into this park and I was like, oh, you know, like we started riding together. I came back the next day, he was trying tricks and it made me want to try new tricks. And this is a couple blocks away from my old place, which is where my parents still live, and this place is called 189. This is my old spot. I'm just gonna show you around real quick and then we'll get a session, get some tricks going like we used to. So this is where I used to ride. This is a ledge. This is like a two-stair ledge. It's crazy coming back here right now because before, when I used to ride here, this ledge used to be black, like completely black, almost at the top, because we used to ride it so much that it was so waxed. Now, since I guess no one else is riding it either, it's like white again, which is pretty crazy to see this white, because this has been black for, you know, 14, 13 years, however long I've been riding, plus, because skateboarders were actually here before I started. Then there's these things, these little curbs right here. These little curbs, man, like, these were the curbs that you learn everything. These curbs, whatever you can't do on a regular ledge, you can do on these curbs. This little thing right here, I'll show you. I know I'm making a big deal about curbs, but these curbs were like, this is where like everything started. Look at this. Little curb right there. So basically this was the spot where I grew up. This is the first place where I got a real sesh with a bunch of skateboarders. There weren't too many scooter riders. There was one scooter rider back in the day. His name was Eugene. We started together. He came here, he was able to jump and tail whip and grind, and I did the same thing. Long story short, just after the years of just starting here, I used to ride here every single night till like 4 in the morning. 4 in the morning. I'm not sure if you guys remember. If you're new to the channel or new to my Instagram, you're probably not gonna know, but if you guys were true followers since the beginning, please let me know if you remember the sessions I used to get late at night. It's like it's hard to tell here because I never really ride here during the day. It was more like at night, and the light was like yellow, so like all my clips, I look yellow and orange or whatever. But if you guys remember that, let me know it in hashtag 189. It's 189. That's the name of the school. I used to post up that I was in 189, the location on Instagram, all the time, and I would get all my flat clips here. So what we're gonna do right now is get flat clips at the spot, and it's gonna be crazy because I haven't been here in so long, because now I live somewhere else. I never really come here late at night because there's another spot that I ride, or I just ride super early in the morning. So I'm gonna put the camera down like I used to put my cell phone on the curb, get a little sesh, and see what it feels like to be here again, and during the day, which is weird. And it feels crazy to be here. It feels crazy to be here while it's still light out. Every time I came here before, it was always nighttime because I would be finishing work at my old job, and by the time I finished, it's like 9 o'clock. So I would go home, relax for a little bit, try to eat, and then come back out. Or sometimes I wouldn't even eat. Like, yeah, actually, most of the time I would go home, drop my stuff off, like my bike and stuff. I used to ride my bike to work, and then I would get my scooter and come here because I had a morning sesh, but I feel like, you know, it wasn't enough, so I would come here at night. It's perfect because it's, you know, peace and quiet. There's no one bothering you. 2, 3 in the morning, no one's here. no one's here, the gate's locked, so no one would come inside. And I know the janitor, he was really cool. He would actually let me stay in here as long as I didn't blast the music too much. But you guys click the video and you see the title of the video is how I got good. And I kind of give you an idea like what I was doing not my whole life, but I guess like the whole time I was riding my scooter. I would come here a lot. I would literally ride this all the time. I would come here late at night. Sometimes I'd be like super over like everybody. I'd just be like, oh, it's too much, you know, I'm dealing with so many people all day. Or I would ride with everybody all the time, and I would want my own time. You know, I would want to get the music. Like I always came with a speaker, a tripod, and my little iPod, which I'll get right now real quick. I'll show you. So when I used to ride here at night, I would have my speaker, this exact speaker. You can see how crazy dented it is and everything. I would have a tripod so I can set my phone up like that. And I have my iPod. This is like a Bluetooth one, so I could connect to the speaker. Everybody always asks me like, you know, how I learned all this stuff and how I got better at flat and just how I progressed. It was here. This was probably the #1 place that got me better. Not only like just normal riding, normal sessions, but there was times where I was hurt and injured when I couldn't ride anything else besides flat. So that helped me ride flat more, and I explained that in the video as well, and maybe a month or two ago on my channel, like why I ride flat. But as far as like how I got better, it's just being here, you know, the whole time. And every single night I would come here, I would make sure this is charged, and I make sure that my phone had storage, because sometimes I'm filming and like one clip, I'll just have my phone on record, and one clip would be like 30 to 40 minutes, you know, and I gotta delete it and everything. So I always made sure I had storage, my tripod and all this stuff, and I would come here and just blast the music and ride until the battery dies. There's been times where I rode here until sunrise. There's been other times where I've fallen asleep on the tennis court. I've been trying to do a trick for, you know, hours and hours, and then I would fall and then lay on my back. And since it would be in the summer, most of the time when I'm here really late, the floor is cold and I'm really hot, so I would lay on the floor and feel really cold, and then I would actually fall asleep. I fell asleep a couple times on the tennis court, like trying tricks. I'd be here for hours. You guys always ask me how I got good. You gotta ride, you gotta just try it, you gotta be motivated. So there's a lot of people that ride, and I mean, I see a lot of people like ride for fun and it's like leisure purposes and stuff, but there are a few selected people that like will fight to land tricks. I want to say I'm one of them. I want to say like I'm gonna do a trick, I'm literally not gonna stop until the music or the phone dies, which sometimes is a problem. I get too stubborn and I keep trying to the point where like I should be going to sleep, I should be going home, eating and doing other stuff, but I get so concentrated on trying to do this trick that I don't want to say it gets in the way, but I guess the other stuff that becomes less of a priority gets sidetracked. I've been here for so long, and just all the hours you put in. I've put countless hours here. Like if I'm coming here at like 10 o'clock at night and I'm leaving at like the average time I leave at like 3 or 4 in the morning. So it's 6 hours every single day, 7 days a week I'd be here. So you multiply that by how many hours, you know, I started riding flat maybe 6-7 years ago, like really concentrating on flat. So you guys do the math, you know, like that's what helps. It's not about being better, it's just putting the hours. Like you guys think that I'm like better than everybody else. I'm not. I've just been doing it longer. I've been trying this stuff longer for hours and making sure like that I'm fighting for a trick. If you guys are trying to get a clip at home or think of a trick idea, like you just do it. Like don't just try a couple of times and then get over it or get mad. You know, everything's possible. Like if you can imagine in your head, then it's gonna work. Like there's been times I dreamt that I could backflip on the ground, like straight up, like hop backflip so high, and I'm sure you guys have had that dream too. And yeah, it's possible. Maybe like I'm not concentrating on that trick enough to learn backflips flat, but just an example, you know, like you think of a trick, or like you sleep and you wake up and you like believe you could do a trick. Like you convince yourself so much, and when you go to try, sometimes it's definitely harder, because in a dream you can do whatever you want. Do that, like that backflip I was dreaming about, which happens all the time. I've dreamt about it a couple of times. I swear I could bunny hop like 5 feet up and backflip, and I land like standing up, like no squat. Obviously, it won't happen like that, but it's close. It helps you understand the tricks, and you gotta just try it. Like you gotta just be here and figure it out too. Like half of it's your body trying to figure it out, but a lot of it's in your head trying to figure out what's different. And most of the time with all my tricks, I try to make sure that everything I post is completely different. I hate posting something that someone else has done or can do. I don't want to be part of the ABD squad. ABD's already been done. You know, like I hate that. Like it's possible. The thing about scooters, it's not been out. It hasn't been out long enough to not be able to figure something else new that someone else hasn't done. You know, like you can. It's not like we've been around for 50, 100 years where every single little thing has been done already. You know, there's on the ground is endless still. Like I'm still trying to figure out what we can do on the ground. Like there's been times I'm like, oh, that's it, that's all I can do. But like, you know, if you sit there and you think you're gonna make it work, but that's the thing. Like, figure out tricks that no one's done, and that's gonna interest you more to try harder for the trick, not just 10, 20 tries and be over it. 10, 20 tries is not enough. And even if you do a trick in 10, 20 tries, it's not hard. Like, I'm not saying it's not hard for me, it's not hard for you. If you do a trick in 20 tries, it's not enough to help you progress that day. Like, you should be fighting every single day, at least 200 to 300 tries a trick. Try to find a trick that is that possible, you know, very, very, like the possibility is so little, but it's still possible where you can try 200 to 300 times and you can do it that day. Then when you wake up the next day, you can do it in 50 tries, and the following day, you can get every try, you know, in a week or two. But that's what I did here. I would come here at night, try to figure out a trick. I would watch a lot of BMX videos and like skateboard videos and try to put them together and piece them. And since it's the ground and I had music, it almost felt like I was dancing and performing and chilling at the same time, but with no one here, so you can really, I guess you can concentrate. Of course, riding with people and friends helps you progress, but then a lot of times when you ride with people or you watch a lot of other scooter riders, you do their tricks, which is cool. Like, you want to do some tricks too, but it's better to do your own tricks. It's better to do your own stuff and try to figure out like what you can do. Don't like, oh, this person did a bar spin to bar spin. Don't just go film bar spin to bar spin, you know. See what's possible on the scooter, but then like you need time for yourself and put in the hours, and you're gonna figure out, okay, if someone did bar spin, maybe I can do this with a single bar spin, but no one's done it like this. You know, that's what like I really try to do, and this place has helped me do that because you have the curbs and the two-stair ledge over there. But I mainly focus on the flat because the light only shined in this section at night, so I would ride here for hours, man. Like, so many, like, there's been times where I've been stressed and stuff. Well, not stressed, but like just overwhelmed for the day, and this was cool because it was quiet and there's music. So it's like I would turn my phone on airplane mode so no one could text me or call me, and I would turn my speaker on and I would ride until everything dies. And sometimes this stupid thing would not die. I swear to God, like, this thing would last. There was one time it lasted till 6:20 in the morning. I was here till 6:20 in the morning trying a trick that is a first try trick now, which is, it's crazy how that works. And it was 6:20 in the morning. I'm like, why is, like, you know, when the sky starts getting like a purplish blue again, when it's not black anymore and the sun's coming up, I'm like, holy crap, like, really right now? Like, all right, I gotta try a couple more and I'll stop. Then I ended up getting it, but that one took like 4.5 hours to do, and this thing wouldn't die, so I was trapped. But you guys always ask how I got good, and that's how I got good. I would put the hours in of any tricks that you want to do or any ideas. Think of something that's not even possible. Think of something that's like, all right, you know, like I could do this, but like it'd be cool if this can be done. But like, you know, you guys watch all the scooter videos, you watch all the vlogs of all the riders, you should know at least the majority of the tricks that have been done or probably will be done soon, you know, by these guys, because you know how good they are. Figure out what you're good at and then be better at it. That's all I'm saying. And that's what I was doing here. And not half the time, but a lot of times I was hurt and I couldn't ride anything else, so I would come here because I didn't want to sit home all day, and I would ride flat because it doesn't hurt when you're hurt. If you have one leg wrapped up in one arm, you can still ride flat, so that's what I did. Sorry for yapping so much, guys, but a lot of questions have been coming up, and that's a very consistent question as far as like, oh, John, how'd you get so good at flat? You know, like, what did you do to get better? And I put the hours in, and I filmed it, and I used to film it for Instagram all the time so you guys can see what I'm learning. And I would film a lot of stuff for myself, that way I can study the trick and see what it looks like and what I'm doing wrong, and then fix it the next day. And hopefully it takes I guess a short amount of time where I'm not finishing the trick when the sun's coming up. Again, thanks for watching, guys. I didn't ride too much because I got plenty of stuff to do. I got some people coming for the Broadway Street Jam this week, so there's people gotta stay in my house. I'll give you a hint. Neon Fam, stay in my house for a couple days, so we're gonna make some videos and be cool. And be on the lookout for that, and I'll see you at the Broadway Jam. If you're not gonna be in New York or at the Broadway Jam, I don't care. Go to the Broadway Jam, go to New York, be there. It's gonna be crazy. $2,500 for cash prizes for the first Broadway Jam. That's nuts. Come win some money, come get some stuff. I hope to see you guys there on Sunday, and if you're not, if you really can't make it there, which I'll be kind of tight that you're not even trying, like wherever you are, there'll be a crazy video out, so be on the lookout for that on the Broadway Pro Scooters YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching. Sorry for yapping so much, but you guys ask for some personal stuff, and a lot of times when I talk to you guys enjoy it. But please let me know that if I'm talking too much, I gotta stop, because I don't want to ever do a video where I'm talking more than I'm riding, which I just did. Next time I'm riding more. See you tomorrow, guys.